by night.
What is up, everyone? Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Friday. Bear with me here. I'm just gonna put my little story on Instagram to let everyone know we went live, and then we will get started here shortly. Please enjoy the Rally House music. As usual from Den's 1000. So we'll be getting started here shortly. I just gotta make this post. But please let me know how you're doing in the chat. It's Friday. It is hot. It was like 103 degrees today when I was in Fontana. and San Bernardino is driving around, you know. So yeah, it's been crazy weather. But yeah, let me know how you're doing in the chat as we'll wait for other people to trickle in here. Let me turn on my fan because I'm already sweating. There we go. Interview with Nicolo. What else should I say? Plus. And 8. Young candidate. Hell yeah. And then, let's see, what did I say? Recap on Jaws, Sida, comedy night, yesterday. And what else? Oh yeah, we're gonna read plus new IECN article. Ouch. All right, cool. And then I will just tag everyone there. And I need to do the link. Sorry, it's just hot. It's hot in Cucamonga today. Okay. Share link. Oh, be sure to like this video if you haven't liked it already. Damn, you can see I'm sweating in the Instagram live video. Okay, let me just tag all these people. Tag Jaws. Okay. United. And Nicolo. Already. Oh yeah. Let's see. Manny. And All right. We're just about ready to get started here. Hold on. Make sure that the story actually uploads, because that does not happen all the time. It's up. So if you follow me on Instagram, go like that video right now. Oh damn. Okay. Let's get into this then. Oh wait, no, it is not done yet. 94%. 95. Zoom open up, but all right. So let's start by, I just want to cover real quick. I don't know if Jaws actually posted anything, but last night, yeah. Here we go. There's a picture. Man, it sucks on. I don't know why it's so blurry. But yeah, there was everyone. They had like 5 comics that came. They were all really good. Like they got me laughing, like out loud laughing. So that's good, but like I'm a fan of comedy usually, like I grew up watching Comedy Central. Like I used to try to skip school. Like that was one of my favorite things to do was to, um, when I got to stay home sick from school and stuff, that means I get to watch Comedy Central daytime. And that was epic for me. So anyways, needless to say that all of these, like it was an experience for sure. Like that was my first time meeting Jaws, first time meeting, like a lot of people that I've interviewed here, like Ben and Joe Alvarez, right? It was my first time meeting them in person, first time going to the HQ and everything. And man, it was an experience. And though, like, I think I might write an article about this, so I won't say too much, right? But like the whole, I've been to like other big events, right? Like I've been to like fundraising events, which essentially this is what it was, a fundraising event, right? I've been to fundraising events where it is like talking to people is like pulling teeth, right? Like people do not want to socialize. People are there for one thing and one thing only, and that's to talk to the whoever they're trying to give their money to, because everyone thinks, you know how these little shindigs go. If you've gone to like any fundraising event or like any like city council type dinner type thing, then you know that those situations like can feel uncomfortable as hell. And I mean uncomfortable in the sense that it's because everyone's there for that one thing and that one thing only, and that's money, to exchange money one way or another, to do whatever. I kid you not, when I pulled up to this event, it was like I was gonna go hang out with my homies. It was like I was pulling up to my friend's house, and I know she has the fire pit going and the pool's ready and everything, and it was just a good vibe. That's like I didn't feel like anyone was trying to do any of these transactional things. Like people weren't trying to like be like, oh hey, you're a journalist, can I like get like no, none of that. People were like, first off, I didn't like come in and tell everyone who I was. I was like, I'm just here as a fan of comedy. I've been trying to meet up with Jaws for a while now. Been trying to meet up with the Fontana United slate for a while now, and it just worked out in such a perfect way. And yeah, so big shout out to Jaws and all of these comics and all of the team. It's like it's really an impressive amount of like people that were there purely for the community, purely because they all had a similar shared interest, whether that be, like, oh, hey, we knew Jaws before she decided to run for politics, when she was a comic, or, hey, we met Jaws on the campaign trail and, we just had to show up and help out. And like, so yeah, you can see, I think this is the photo with all the volunteers that were there not all of the volunteers, because there was a lot of people who were like cleaning up in the background and stuff, like still serving drinks and stuff, and just making sure that the whole experience was beautiful and perfect. But like all these people in the picture, like it was crazy. Like I said, I could tell that like each individual like has a personal connection with either Jaws or with someone else there, and it's beautiful. It's something that you cannot create or replicate, or like do something like this. Like like if your goal is I want to make a grassroots campaign, you're not going to make a grassroots campaign, right? Clearly the goal here was, I'm going to get as many people who have a similar mind as me, who want the similar type of change, and see how many people also think like me. And that was it. This is that. It was amazing. It was, again, like I said, I'll write about it, but it was just so good. And so I'm happy I went. I'm happy that here.
Pablo y nos vamos a ver mañana en...
Oh yeah, hold on, sorry. First off, shout outs to homie Jaws did not know I was coming, but she had a whole ass Argentinian comedic there, you know? It was great. It was great. Homie, I needed to talk to him after, but I was just so tired. And you know, I was just there vibing, you know? But yeah, they're great.
Reno, Nevada. No
yeah,
se lo pierdan, todo en español. A las 8:30 empieza. Ok, nos vemos. Chao. Okay, acá lo saluda.
So that was some of that. His name is Pablo. Let me see. I don't know if they had. I don't want to get demonetized. I don't know what song that is. Okay, that's just a little ad. I'm just trying to find like if there's a video, you know, of. No, I already saw that. Okay. Well, needless to say, it was an event. I wish there was maybe some people tagged her. No. Okay. But anyways, I took some pictures, I took some video. I should have put it up here to look at, but I just wasn't thinking, bro. And so like I said, be sure to check that out later. But yeah, real quick while we get into we need to do a little bit of quick research for our next guest, or I mean for our one guest today, Nicolo. Sorry, I keep saying his name Nicolo, and I'm just gonna have to ask him how he says his name. But I'm just putting that extra Italian accent on it. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Wikipedia will tell us. Oh no. Ontario City Council elections, because as we've been covering, and you know, I need to get into it, but I'm not going to get into it right now. You know, the Kurt Hagman story is continuing to develop. If you follow me on Instagram, y'all would have seen that I posted some articles recently, and we'll have to get into that not today, but another day. But yeah, it's crazy how much people are connected in these politics. All right, so let's see. Hey, thank you for all the hearts in the chat. I love that. Okay. So I need to figure out who's running. No, oh my God. Okay, so there's 4 districts. Let me just. I should have had this pre-set up, but I don't. Okay. Let's see. City of Ontario special election. Oh, that was March though. November? Okay, yeah, Council 2 and 3. Ontario City Council members serve 4-year terms. Oh, here we go. I'm dumb. Here's who's running in office. All right, well, let's just go to Ontario City Council. All right, so current mayor is Paul Leone. Hey, Jared from Redlands. Happy to have you in chat. We got a great stream coming up. I hope you are doing well. So yeah, the big person in question right now is Alan D. Warpner. He is been shown in a box. It's good to see you. Alan D. Warpner is under this investigation or something. And I don't know if Paul Leone is running for re-election, but I thought I saw that Alan Warpner was running for mayor, but maybe he's not anymore. Paul S. Leone. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, is he running? Oh yeah, because he had this weird old guy on there. Okay, I remember. It's coming back to me now. Okay, Cheryl and I would like to thank voters of Ontario for my re-election. We are proud to serve you one more time with the courage and dignity you expect. We prayed and asked God for another term to serve. This was was this right after the primaries, maybe? Okay, all right. Let me pop Zoom open just so I could be ready for Nicolo. I don't know if Zoom has any important information, but it just always opens up in my main screen. I never know if I'm gonna get doxxed. But hey, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. We got a lot more great politics coverage coming up, Inland Empire news coming up. Liking the video helps spread the word, and helps me get more viewers, helps me get into the freaking algorithm or whatever it is that YouTube has. So yeah, liking the videos is a great way to support the channel. Okay, let me start this. And then he can hop in when he is ready. All right, so yeah, as we're trying to figure out. Oh, he's already in. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's what I call being prompt. Hey there. Hold on. Let me make sure that chat can hear you. I think I can hear you, but I'm not I don't think I can yet. But give me just a second, homie. I have so many questions for you, but let me do my technical stuff because it's just me. But I appreciate you being here. Okay. Zoom meeting. All right. Let me see. Okay, here we go. All right. Now I think we can hear you.
Okay, great.
Yes. Heck yeah.
Hello,
Okay.
stream.
Thank you. Okay, first off, I have to ask, your name is pronounced Nicolo?
Yep,
And how do
perfect.
you say your last name?
Lalama.
Lalama. Nicolo Lalama. Thank you for
Yes,
joining me. So happy to have you here.
great to be
Um,
here.
yeah, we've been trying to get it we've been trying to set up an interview for a while, and my schedule's been crazy, and you've been working, so I know you just got off of work, so thank you
Yeah,
for making the time.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I love to speak.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Usually first thing I like to have guests do is, obviously you live in the city of Ontario if you're trying to run for election there. But were you born in the city of Ontario? Did you grow up somewhere else?
yeah. So, I was born in Upland at the San Antonio Regional Hospital, and then I
Sweet.
moved to Ontario when I was 10 years old, or no, when I was 8 years old. So I've now lived in Ontario for 10 years, and pretty much yeah, I've lived in Ontario for 10 years, went to Central Language Academy from kindergarten to eighth grade, which is a school in Ontario that teaches, it's a pretty cool school. They teach English, Spanish, and Mandarin throughout your
Oh
kinder through eighth grade.
wow.
Yeah, so
That's cool.
I'm bilingual in English and Spanish, and I can speak a little bit of Chinese. And then I
Dang.
just recently graduated from Chaffey High School in Ontario.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's really cool. So you're a fresh young adult and you
yep,
decided to run for politics. Tell
yes,
me
I
why.
did. Why?
Yeah.
Mostly because I've been involved with the political landscape of Ontario for a while.
Uh-huh.
I've been interested in politics since I've been like 13, 14 years old. So I would go to city council meetings. I got
Oh.
involved with a few activism groups, local activism groups, and I pretty much was just keeping track of what's going on in the world and what's happening in my city. So the reason I decided to run though is because I thought that the issues that I'm campaigning for is valuable and it serves the people. I thought and I also thought when the campaigns opened up this year, 2026. This is why I kind of filed my papers late and started campaigning late, is because I
Ah.
thought there'd be a lot more people running for mayor. And I was
Ah.
like, wow, like there's no one really running. So I was like, you know what? I bet it on myself. I really studied hard, learned on how I can change what I want to do for our city, how I can serve our people, and that's why I
Mm-hmm.
decided to run, simply to serve our people because we need it.
That's great. That's great. I respect that. And, I mean, that's basically why I'm here on YouTube to help the people learn about politics and stuff.
That's great.
So in high school, were you involved in any like debate group or anything? Or
Yes, yeah.
go ahead, tell me about that.
So I took AP US history, I took AP Lit, I took I was just involved with the like a lot of the AP stuff, and my teachers would like kind of teach me politics on the side, which helped me like get my vision. But as well as I was part of environmental justice. I don't
Oh,
know if you know
sweet.
Andrea Galvan, our
No, I
environmental.
don't.
She ran
But
for a city council in Ontario like 2 years ago,
okay.
and we helped her with her campaign through that club. And then my junior year of high school, we started this club called the Global Justice Initiative. Basically, what it is a like political activism group in Chaffey High School. And
Mm-hmm.
what we did was we held a lot of protest. We'd help at like soup kitchens, and we'd also just get politically involved in the city and other cities nearby.
Sweet, sweet. So, okay, so you definitely have experience being involved in politics. At least I would say, it sounds like you're very involved in activism and stuff, but sounds like you know what's going on in your city and what in
Yes.
cities around you. So that's great. So,
Yes.
tell me a little bit about the current like city council there, right? As much as you feel comfortable sharing.
Oh, so I mean, our city council has been very focused on creating profit for the city, and
Mm,
what I would say is unethical ways.
mm.
Our city council has been there for a long time. Our mayor is an incumbent for 20 plus years now, and he pretty much the city council works with him, so whatever he wants is what the city council does. As you know,
Mhm.
too, one of the city councilmen just being investigated by the FBI.
Yep.
Um, s- yeah, so he actually just at the most recent city council meeting, he just they voted to take him off as of city council and mayor pro tem. So now
Okay. Yeah.
he's rerunning for District 3 of Ontario.
Interesting.
But I'd pretty much say that the people in city council they do bring money to Ontario. They do a lot for economical reasons, but it affects the people nearby.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you say has the current city in terms of economics, what have they focused on and what would you rather focus on if you were in a position of power?
Well, what I want to do is really listen to the people, what they want to prioritize with the funding we have in our city, as well as I think that everything we get, all the taxes we get from our residents should go back into them. So back into public places, third places, libraries, schools, ensuring safety with police and fire departments. And I think that we've been building a lot of unnecessary things
Mm.
to help, and that doesn't really help our residents. I don't know if you know, we just constructed a $500 million sports arena,
Ah, okay. I
and
heard a little bit about that, but
yeah, so I mean, that doesn't really go back to the people. It kind of just it really lacks in what we need. We need more housing. We
mm,
also have a big problem with homelessness. We're not doing enough for our homeless. We're not doing enough for our immigrant families. And I think we could keep funding our schools more too. I think our schools are really important to have. Like
yeah.
me, I loved being in Ontario because of the school system. I've had great teachers. School has been nice. We've always had like upgraded stuff. So it's just good to go back into our residents and go back into our future generations. And that's
That's
another reason
good.
why I decided to run too. And I don't know if you know, they just imposed on at two city council meetings ago, they had the decision of adding Measure H to the ballot,
Ah,
which
yes.
is an increased sales tax. And it's funny because they just put that on the ballot when no one asked for it, and it was unnecessary. No, they didn't need to put it on the ballot,
Yeah.
and they just signed off on a $28.7 million restaurant being built in the Ontario Buzzer Stadium. That's like
Okay.
kind of like a private like luxury restaurant. It's like
Oh.
stage up on the Buzzer Stadium. So it's just like
Oh.
there's unnecessary things being built with lots of money that could be going back into our residents.
That makes sense. That makes sense. From okay, so I live in the city of Rancho Cucamonga, right? We're neighbors.
Yeah.
I do not know about the. I've heard about the Ontario Sports Center, but I guess I was under the impression that it was based on what politicians were saying about it. Is that it was like supposed to be like a recreation area for like the residents, right? Is it that or is it something else?
It is that, but also like the little leagues, I'm pretty sure they have to like pay to
Ah,
to use that area. So
yeah.
it's not free, which is it sucks because you're going to use so much money that could be going back into the people. There's a lot of parks in Ontario, and I'm glad
Mm-hmm.
that we have that. But many of them get upgraded more than the other when I think it should be
Mm,
all of them being upgraded, all of them getting new stuff. And
mm-hmm.
it's kind of unfair for some neighborhoods to have a really nice park and then some other neighborhoods to have a worn down park that needs upgrades.
Interesting. Yeah. Ontario, I mean, it has its like industrial area, it has its, more residential area. Um, but for those who are not familiar with Ontario, what would you say is primarily like who or what is like I mean, obviously there's families there and stuff, but is it like it's not like all warehouses like some cities where, it's just completely run over, but
Yeah.
yeah, maybe explain a little bit of the demographic of Ontario.
So Ontario is really built on has a lot of education there. There's a lot of schools. There's a lot of small businesses, local businesses, but there's also a really wide range of warehouses and industrial buildings that we have. And that's pretty much my main topic issue is
Hmm.
because um in the past 5 years, I don't know what study it was. I need to look it up again, but we've built over, I think, 2,000 warehouses in the past
Wow.
2 years or past 5 years, which
Yeah.
is crazy increase, and that's affected things because Ontario is a really big ranch too. So we have a lot of farms and
Mm-hmm.
like cow farms, vegetable farms, and it's been like engraved in Ontario since it was even a city, before it was even a city. And these warehouses kind of bought out a lot of the farms. So Ontario is a mix. Ontario is pretty diverse. You get
Mm-hmm.
your urban, there's a little city life, there's the warehouse part, and then there's farms. So it is pretty diverse, although warehouses have been taking over more and more every single year, and that's what I want to stop.
Yeah. Sweet, sweet. Well, I guess question, why do you although I agree with warehouses being, kind of put on pause, like a moratorium on warehouse development and stuff like that. But for those who don't know about warehouses or think that warehouses are under the impression that warehouses are like, these massive job creators, why wouldn't we want to build more warehouses?
Well, I do believe that warehouses provide a lot of jobs. However, the quality of those jobs and the wages of those jobs are really unchecked. We don't really go through the warehouses and make sure that each worker is getting the amount they deserve to be paid, the hours they deserve to be paid, and the conditions. I have a lot of friends that went to warehouse working right after high school,
Mm-hmm.
and they tell me that, yeah, they get good pay, but the hours are midnight to like 5 in the morning, and the weather inside of those warehouses, like it's crazy hot. Like it's
Oh my
like
God. They're
they
not
say
climate
that
controlled.
yeah, they're not climate controlled at all. They say like it feels like they're in a sauna while they're working. So
Oh my God. Yeah.
although warehouses provide lots of jobs, the quality of those jobs aren't the good. However, another big issue of warehouses is the climate or the pollution it gives to the city. San Bernardino County right now is ranked number one in worst pollution in the entire United States. And
Really?
that's only a
Crazy.
recent number. That's
Okay.
from the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And with that, warehouses also provide, well, not provide, but they cause a lot of traffic. I don't,
Yeah.
15, the 210, the 10, the
And yeah.
60 are all compacted with traffic every single day, and what traffic gives is more pollution and bad air quality. So it
Yeah.
affects on our city too. And also, warehouses take up a lot of land. And when you
Yeah.
have a lot of land, that can go to way better things. We could have more housing, we could have more small local businesses, we could have more schools, and we could have just many other things that aren't corporate industrial warehouses or businesses taking over us.
Yeah.
And Ontario is a huge city. It's one of the biggest cities in the Inland Empire, and we could be doing a lot more with our land.
Yeah. I drove around the one warehouse that was burned down like
Mhm.
right after it happened. And I mean, you see the picture of, the aerial view and you see the massive you saw that massive just fire burning, right?
Yeah.
But I guess like if you're there in person, you see the ginormous tilt up walls and like, they're like 2 stories, like almost 3 stories.
Mhm.
And it's like, we're so focused on building out, but like, man, if we could fill those with housing instead, where we could go
Mhm.
out and up and, it would be crazy. So yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
So let's transition into another question, right? So the environmental stuff. I that seems to be like a big thing for a lot of people, not just Inland Empire residents, but like even now we're having um like wildfires happening in
Mhm.
Canada affecting cities in the United States. We're having massive, hurricanes and different flooding. I heard that Puerto Rico is in a drought right now, I think. Like they don't have enough water.
Yeah.
So, obviously the warehouses are a big environmental concern for you, but what other environmental, if any, do you have for the city of Ontario?
Yeah. I really want to support our greenery. I think we need a lot more greenery. I go to cities like Upland, Claremont, and
Claremont.
even Rancho too. Like
Rancho's doing
they
better on it, yeah.
they have a lot of trees, a lot of greenery, and that provides a lot of shade. And with that shade, it helps control the climate and the weather. I don't know the science behind it, I'm gonna be honest, but it does help a lot.
No, yeah, a
So,
shade from a tree feels so much more cooler than shade from a building. It does. I don't
yeah,
understand why, but it does.
yeah, exactly. But there's some science behind it, and I
Yeah.
think we should support our greenery. I think we should part planning more, and I think at our parks, like we're kind of replacing parks with turf now. I think we should keep our
Mm,
grass. I think our grass is like perfect. It provides jobs too because we need people to maintain that grass through the city, and we also need like just it's like keeps everything cool. As well as I'm really emphasized on public transportation and
oh,
having more
sweet. Yeah.
accessibility to that. So with things like like building and providing more like bike lanes, more bike routes throughout the city, it'd reduce a lot of the traffic, the poor air quality from traffic going down because more people would have access to just going on a bus or
Mhm.
biking somewhere instead of having to always take a car. So like we have a downtown Ontario and it's really nice,
Yeah.
but I'd want that in every part of Ontario because that's only in one part. It's only in like one part in District 1, and the rest of Ontario doesn't really have that walkability. And now that's something I really emphasized on because, my family, they're from the East Coast, they're from New York, so they don't drive anywhere, you know?
Yeah.
So
No, I agree.
I like the walkability where people don't have to just rely on a car everywhere they go. However,
Yeah.
I do understand that people need to commute to their jobs, or some people, elders can't like walk super far. But why not make it more accessible to go on a bus or to take public transportation through the city instead of
Mm.
always having to take a car here, there, and there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about e-bikes? Has there, because in the city of Rancho
Mm,
Cucamonga, there's been a lot of kids with e-bikes, but I'm a fan of e-bikes. I think they're a great way to
yeah.
commute. In Ontario, have you seen more e-bikes? Like, is it just
So
kids or?
actually, e-bikes are like really strict in Ontario. They can't go
No.
past 20 miles per hour. And
Okay.
I've heard like, because I work at a high school, and also like I still have friends that are in high school, and I go, I go and talk to my teachers from time to time because they're helping me
Mm-hmm.
in my campaign. Um, but I've heard a lot of kids e-bikes getting taken away from Ontario PD And I'm
Oh,
like that's how a kid's gonna get around. Like we can't like just limit that, you know?
yeah,
Like so on Ontario, I know they're pretty strict. I don't know the exact laws, but I know it's 20 miles per hour and you could only use e-bikes on a bike lane. You can't take them on the street.
on the street or the
So I
like
mean,
sidewalk. Yeah.
yeah. I'm a fan of them. I do like there is some cases where it gets dangerous, but realistically, it's not as bad as every single teenager driving a car. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I mean, I
I'm
agree.
not,
These
yeah,
16-year-olds with cars or 16-year-olds with e-bikes.
yeah. So I mean, that one's like I'm kind of split in the middle on, but I don't think we should be regulating and being super strict on e-bikes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That's just one of my I thought about that.
Yeah, they're very
But
common though. I see them a lot. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I love Omnitrans. Like that
Mhm.
was like some of my best memories as like a young adult. Like I like when I was your age, I started going to Chaffey College and I would ride Omnitrans because it would go all the way from the Ontario Convention Center, past like 2 blocks away from my house, and then it would go straight up to Chaffey College, and it would be perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is what we need. And then because I was a student, I would ride for free. And that was amazing. So, yeah, I would totally love to have that more. I think ultimately we need to make these alternative options more attractive, more easy for people to access to actually implement them.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what else? What else is like a thing that you are focusing on, or that you would focus on if you are elected?
So I told you about I want to stop the overexpansion of warehouses and create more public transportation and walkability, but I also want to make sure that we have affordable homes in Ontario, and also I really want to help out immigrants in Ontario as well. For my affordable housing plan, pretty much Ontario in the past decade too has built a lot of luxury apartments and luxury condos, luxury townhomes that are
Yep.
kind of unaffordable. And I think what we should do is buy more single family homes and
Mm-hmm.
actually sell them to people who want them. First time home owner buyers.
Mm-hmm.
My butch that one up. And then
So you're good.
sell it to families in Ontario. Sell it to people who actually, want a home to live in to raise a family. And I think a lot of the times, and this goes for every city in the world, in the US and the California, is that a lot of homes get sold to like corporate and private investors and they like resell the homes for a crazy amount. And
Mm-hmm.
also Ontario has been really bad at just letting anything being built. Like for example, my house, I would live in District 1 of Ontario, so kind of towards Upland. And from my house, I have a beautiful view of the mountains. But
Mm-hmm.
recently, they just built these condos about a year ago
Mm.
and they are like 2, 3 stories tall. And they obstruct the views of the mountains, and
Dang.
there's cameras looking into my backyard.
No.
Yeah,
No.
and the worst thing about it is we did like it was I don't know, I was younger, so I don't remember how it was. But I was like I think I was 14 when they started having the idea to build those. Because they took over a church, so they got or a church got bought out by them, and then there's this so we got asked as a neighborhood if we were okay with them building the condos behind us.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was like 80, 90% people said no. And then they still went out and built
And
those
built it
condos.
anyways. Dang.
Yeah, and the thing is, they've been up for about a year, and I don't even think they're a quarter way leased.
Wow. So they're just empty.
So they're just empty and no one's buying them because they're
Yeah.
so unaffordable. I went over to look at the prices
Mm-hmm.
for a condo that's not that big, and the average median price of a house in Ontario is like $650,000. Their
Mm-hmm.
condos cost $800,000 for the base minimum.
Oh my God.
So,
And you're probably like not even
yeah,
getting a garage or,
you're not getting
front yard.
garage,
Yeah.
you're not getting guaranteed parking even, and it's just like we need to stop building luxury this, luxury that. We
Yeah.
just need to build more single family homes because that's what people need. And like people are struggling. I know a lot of people that I know have 2, 3 families inside their house because they
Yep.
can't go out and afford a house.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
multiple generations living in one house. Like
Yeah.
in my household, I live with my parents still, but also my grandmother lives with us too. So that's like three generations in one house. I mean, it could be worse. I could have my own kids because I am old enough to have my own kids, and it could be four generations. But I wouldn't do that to my parents. Um, so I get it. I get it. I personally, I don't know if I'll ever be able to own a home one day. And I
Yeah.
feel like, yeah, how do you
It
feel about that?
my generation, the percentages of our chances of owning a home in the next 10 years is 20%. I'm
20%.
Generation Z, and I'm telling you right now, the job market's already impossible to get a job. I like had to get like the way I got my job because basically what I am is I'm an assistant school counselor
Oh,
at
cool.
Sierra High School
Okay.
in San Bernardino. So
Yeah.
I work directly with students, but it's an internship. So because I'm a college student, it's an internship, but that's the only way I found a job. Kids right now are struggling to find a job, and that's only gonna make our chances of getting a house worse in the
Worse.
future.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
because like you're not only having to compete with other Gen Zs that are entering the job market, you're also having to compete with me, a
Hmm.
young millennial. I would say I fall into the millennial category, but I'm not like there's millennials that are 40 right now, and I'm not 40.
Yeah.
Um, but like, I'm struggling to find a job. Like I just graduated college and I've been putting in applications for like everything, and it's like, man, I'll take, working at Target. I'm like even considering warehouse work because it's like
Yeah, I was considering that too.
that's
Yeah.
terrible. And with the conditions, like us knowing the conditions and we're like,
Yeah.
well, we got to do something, right?
Yeah,
Crazy.
like I have a friend in high school. He's 17. I
Mhm.
mean, he's playing football in high school and he's having financial problems. He lives in Ontario too, and he works
Mhm.
in a warehouse in Ontario. He's 17 in Ontario working and because legally as a minor you can't work past 12, but he's right now after school, he's clocking in from 7 p.m. to 12. And
Wow.
he's a
So
high
he's
schooler and doing
yeah.
sports. So he's
Man,
struggling
he's
right now.
working too.
And
Jeez.
it's just like it's really sad to see that someone my age who's just struggling financially with his family has to go through hardship of job, but also have to go through education and graduating. And it's like it kind of disappoints me because we could have done something about this many years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I know. That's what I'm always like yelling at the older generations like, y'all had it, and I'm not going to say they had it easy, but the price of gas wasn't as high as it is today.
Yeah.
Sure, minimum wage was a lot lower back then, but the dollars went further back then, I feel like.
Hmm.
So I get it. That really sucks to hear about your friend. I really hope he's able to get through it, and I'm assuming sports is his passion, and I hope him success with that. Like
Oh yeah.
that's what we want for everyone. We were raised being told to follow your dreams, to follow your
Mhm.
passions, get a job, follow your passion, and the job will follow. And that's not happening for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
A lot of my friends who just applied for colleges, they're not applying for something they have real interest in. They're applying
mm,
for what's going to make the most amount of money in 4 years.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
kind of did the same thing too. I was super into sports medicine, kinesiology,
Mm-hmm.
and just like I wanted to be a personal trainer my whole life. And then I started getting interested in politics, and most of the reason I'm like I'd say like 99% of the reason I'm in politics is because I actually want to do great things and serve people, but
Mm-hmm.
also like it's the only major that I feel like I have my own belief in that could actually make me have a livable wage in the future.
Yeah. 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 So you're studying politics in college right now?
I haven't
Sweet.
started college actually.
So
Yeah.
where are you going to?
I'll be attending UCR on the first day,
Whoa.
September 24th. Yeah.
Heck yeah, congratulations. And so you're
Yeah.
going to
I'm
study
I'm commuting
politics
though.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I went to
I've,
Cal State San Bernardino and I got
oh,
my
nice,
degree in political science there. So
nice.
shout out to all the political science homies, you know. We're we're I feel like it's a kind of a not necessarily a nerdy thing, but it's not like, you know, cool, but you know, it's a respectable. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's great. That's great. Okay, question. I kind of you mentioned immigrant communities and stuff. You want to talk a little bit about ICE?
Oh, yes.
Go ahead.
I'll fully say this with all my heart. I don't censor myself on pretty much anything I say, but I'm in the full agreement to abolish ICE. I don't think
Well,
that ICE
I
should be corrupting our families, killing our people, killing I mean, it's been ridiculous in the past 2 years under the Trump administration, and it's affecting Ontario directly.
yeah.
Every single day, I see that there's ICE agents in Ontario, like through like news or through something I see online, and I'm just, I it kind of it hurts me inside knowing that these people are out here kidnapping our families, our community. I
Yeah.
mean, I had a case with a student. So we did two ICE walkout protests with my club in high school, and
Wow,
we
nice.
had people speak on what they what let them address on what their issues are on with ICE, and
Yeah.
I had two people speak on how their parents got taken by ICE and
Gosh.
they're struggling. And these are high schoolers. These are people who don't have a job, people who
Mm-hmm.
are living under their parents, and it's just like, what can we do to help our people not be intruded and obtained by ICE?
Yeah.
And this is another problem I have too, because Ontario PD has been linked with working with ICE, which is, first of all, illegal, but
Yeah.
it's also been unchecked. Whenever we have a city council meeting and someone addresses ICE or immigration, our entire city council doesn't even say a word. And
Wow.
it's just kind of disgusting to me because you're there to serve the people and you're not going to speak on what our residents are having issues with. And also,
Wow.
I don't believe that I should be around any sort of residential areas like schools, like
Yeah.
shopping centers, like all that stuff is just kind of, it could really traumatize somebody too. Like imagine you're a 12-year-old kid and you go see someone's mom get handcuffed right in front of them and then you see another kid your age crying. It's
Yeah.
just kind of, it's disgusting to me, and I think it's getting to a point where it's becoming not about trying to identify crimes. It's more
Mm.
about it's racist. I believe it's
Yeah.
racist. And we're
Yeah.
like
No,
targeting, yeah.
they're the way that they're targeting, it's like you can't just stop someone, you know, the like whole stop and frisk thing. There's, you know, I'm not going to get into that because I'm no legal expert, but I can say that, you know, just demanding people show identification or just taking people because you think that they might be something is blows my mind. And I don't know how I don't understand why not enough Americans, and I mean like all Americans, like I the most recent news I heard is that because ICE can no longer target or get as they're no longer as successful with Latinos or Hispanics in terms of, you know, deporting them, they
Hmm.
started going after the Asian community, the
Hmm.
Asian Pacific Islander community.
Yeah. I'm
And
Pacific
it's
Islander too, and it's just it's crazy to me.
yeah,
Like
so it's
any
they're gonna come for
minority.
everyone.
Yeah.
Oh
And the thing
man.
is, and it's not to combat, it's not to say this, but there's a lot of European immigrants too, and I feel like they don't get targeted as much, and it really proves that ICE is racist in my opinion.
Yeah.
But what I want to do to help immigrant families in Ontario is
Yeah.
I want to make sure that they can get housing. That's a really big thing. I don't think because of your legal status that you can't get a house. I think
No.
everybody deserves the right to live safely and freely.
Yeah.
Also, I want to work with a lot of local immigration groups and lawyers to help out undocumented immigrants. And also, I kind of want to create more of a separate funding to the side where we can help with immigrants that need food, shelter, just pretty much any necessities like kids need school supplies, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can't even imagine, if your parents are your entire life support, essentially, like we're already in back to school season,
Hmm.
like there's it's yeah, I'm not gonna it's making me sad, but I know that's the
Yeah.
reality, but it's just like I can't believe it. So thank you for sharing those stories. To me
Yeah.
that it really means a lot.
Hmm.
So, because that's the only way we can kind of put a face to what's going on, like
Yeah.
I don't want the entire United States to kind of treat this ICE situation the way we kind of treated school shootings. And that's something I would kind of like to hear your perspective on too, since you're younger. But it just seems like, there was a time where it was like a school shooting was happening every day, or a mass
Hmm.
shooting was happening every day,
Yeah.
and we just
So
forgot about it.
actually,
Go
I would
ahead.
like to share something about that.
Yeah, go
So at
ahead.
the high school, so my mom worked at the high school I'm working at now, funny enough. She was a
Cute.
principal, and I don't know, I think it was 2016. There was a big shooting at the high school my mom was working at, and I remember
Wow.
how traumatized my mom was from that. And
Oh my
it was
gosh.
it
She
she
was the
told me
principal, so she
she was the
was like
principal.
doing
Yeah.
the wow.
It
Go
was
ahead,
at
tell me more
Sierra High
about her.
School. Let me look up when it was. Yeah, it was like 10 years ago, and my mom, I just remember, I mean, thankfully, I don't think anyone was hurt,
Okay.
but a student had a gun and he was threatening to shoot up the entire school. And that's something where it's like, we also need a lot of more mental health services in our education because a lot of kids are struggling and they just won't say anything because they don't believe they can go out there and get help. So
Mm,
that's something where I believe that we need to create more resources and opportunities for those who've had struggles with the law, like in juvenile, and as well with students who've been struggling with mental health as well. I think we need
yeah.
more like counseling services for our youth, and not just our youth, but immigrants, for those with mental health disorders, and just pretty much access to counseling and therapist resources for everybody because mental health is very important, and ultimately a lot of decisions that people make are because of their mental health.
Yeah. Yeah. Since you're younger, and I'm sorry, I just, you're younger, so I'm gonna always ask you these questions. But uh personally, I noticed that younger generation, like I said, I just graduated from college. I was going to
Hmm.
school with kids, your age in their 20s, right? And I could tell that there was a lack of like social like, you know, just like people were shy, not necessarily shy, but like just unsure.
Hmm.
And right now I'm talking to you, you seem very outgoing. But like
Thank you.
when you're out there talking with other kids, like you said, you're a assistant counselor at your school, right?
Yeah, I'm assistant. So pretty much just make check up on kids' grades, make sure they're doing okay mentally, and then if they need like resources like because a lot of the kids, it's a continuation high school. So
Mm,
many kids struggle like economically or with financially and mentally, or they have like a juvenile past. So I always make sure
mm,
like they're doing okay with their outside life as well. But yeah, I work directly with children, and my mom, she's been in education my whole life. She's been in the education system for 30 plus years now. So I've always got along with other kids and always learned from other cultural backgrounds and differences of like it's called like family income and all that.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, so socioeconomic, I think.
Yes.
But yeah, so how do you feel like with the kids? Do you think well, I mean, you have the firsthand experience. You said that mental health is a big thing, but mental health was a big thing for my generation too.
Hmm.
What can you do to how do you see like that problem getting fixed, I guess. I don't even know if it is a problem or if it's just a difference, right?
Well, a lot of okay, well, Ontario's actually pretty well at this. A lot of the schools in Ontario, they have like a thing called a wellness center, or they have like
Sweet.
support services inside the school, which are good and direct. However, I feel like we could do a little better of making sure that kids take advantage of these opportunities and make sure they really have a problem with their head, something going on in their house, something that they reach out for help to our adults.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I say socially, a lot of kids are getting better with speaking in public and talking to their peers and teachers. I think that was more of an effect of COVID because everyone
Yeah.
was, because I mean, mind you, when COVID was happening, I was in the sixth grade. I
You
was
were in
young.
sixth grade.
I was in
Dang.
sixth grade. So that affected a lot of people my age because they're, just inside their house, not being able to talk to people. But
Yeah.
I think if we just really push those resources out to the students and push it out to the families, letting the families know, like, yeah, there's services at our schools that help with mental health. And also, I think that the city needs to do a better job with this too. That's something I do want to implement is more resources to counseling and therapists in the city
Yeah.
because it would bring more jobs and also it would just provide more mental health resources for people who need them. And a lot of people
Yeah.
struggle in silence. There's people who have been past incarcerated, people who have dealt with financial issues, people that have dealt with immigration. It's just like a lot of people do need help and they just don't seek it out. So I think if
Yeah.
cities really push out what they need,
Mm-hmm.
or the resources we have, then a lot more people will go to it.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I heard you mention earlier in a conversation about third spaces, right?
Hmm.
Third spaces, I think, will be great at helping
Yes.
people reconnect, you know? So, all right. We have about 10 minutes or so left.
Hmm.
Anything that I didn't ask you that you want to bring awareness to
Um,
or that you want to talk about?
yeah, actually I do.
Yeah, go for it.
So a lot of people on this campaign, they have an issue or they have questioning about my age and my lack of experience,
Yeah.
which I really do understand. And trust me, I know what I'm doing is it's pretty wild. There's not a lot of 18-year-olds that run for a high position in their city council.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I would like to tell everybody and would like to everyone know that my lack of experience does not show lack of experience in the city. I've lived in the city forever. I've been involved with the city. I've done all my education in this city, and I've truly gone out there and seen the struggles and seen what's good in the city too. I go out there every single time now asking people like what's their issues with the city, what's going good for them, and what can be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've talked to a lot of local businesses too lately, making sure like I've been asking them like what's something you wish the city did for you to make your process of being a small business easier. Many of them say that it's a lot of issues with laws of opening and like also
Mm,
things about um paying to have the space they have.
mm-hmm.
So I think if
Like
we
different
make
permits or whatever.
yeah, permit issues. So if we make those more accessible, cut off what we need to make small businesses strive, then it would truly help push that and help small businesses. Because my whole thing is I really just want to put our residents first, put the people of Ontario first, and not be bought out by corporate interest. I think it's been too long where the city council has pushed to just grow Ontario economically and just show lack of care for the residents and for smaller businesses.
Yeah.
So my message for people is to really just look into who I am as a person. A lot of mayors, they don't really have past political experience, but they've lived in the city forever. Like our
Yeah.
our mayor Paul Leon, he's lived there for his whole life, but he didn't go to school for law, I'm pretty sure.
Mm,
And it's just like a thing of you have to trust me and you really have to realize that I'm about the people. I'm not going to be bought out. I've heard that people, I've been called a sellout politician. I don't know where that came from. I'm not a
dang.
sellout politician. I lived in the city and I love the city and I just want change for now and our future generations. I really just want our city to be affordable. I want our city to show care for immigrants. I want our city to be about community. Because when I first moved in Ontario, I remember I'd go to the parks, it'd be packed with people. I'd go to a community event, it'd be packed with people. I'd go walking around my neighborhood, there would be everyone walking my neighborhood. And that sort of socialness has kind of died down. And I just want
Mm-hmm.
to bring back a sense of community. Because a lot of people right now aren't going out to the third places or they're not going out to the community events. And I'm like, we should bring more people and bring more resources so that we can strive and build a better community.
Sweet.
But yeah,
Sweet. Thank you so much,
thank you.
Nicolo Lalama, right? I got it right.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. Oh,
Thank you. I
I
appreciate it.
got I got one fun question since
Oh
you're
yeah.
a sports guy. What's your favorite
Yeah.
sports team?
No one's gonna know about no one's gonna agree with this. I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
will let the sports people that watch the channel debate about that. But
Yeah.
what about like a favorite athlete?
My favorite athlete, I have to go with, I mean, he's been my favorite athlete since I was a kid, Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
What does he do? Sorry, I don't
He's
know.
yeah, he's a quarterback for the Ravens, and
Okay.
his story's pretty interesting too, because I take a lot of funny enough, I kind of take inspiration from him because a lot of people didn't believe in him because of the way he played, because he didn't really play like a
Mm.
quarterback. He played like a
Mm-hmm.
running back. So a lot of
Ah.
NFL coaches were like seeing him as a running back. And for
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm kind of taking that in account to what I'm doing. A lot of people don't believe that I could have a position of power because of my age and my life experience.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of taking inspiration from that, but also I've got a lot of help, and I'm really thankful for all the people that have helped me. I know if you spoke to Josh Sida, I had a
Mm-hmm.
conversation with her. She helped me out. I spoke to
Sweet.
the mayor pro tem of Claremont. He's helping me out. And then a lot of my friends and a lot of my old teachers and a lot of people that have known me in the Ontario community have been helping me out. And I'm just super appreciative of that because really
Beautiful.
I want to be built off the community. I don't want to be endorsed by big companies or big places. I want to make sure that I enforce on helping the community and being supported by the community. I'm really emphasis on unions too. I really believe that we should work with our unions, create fair wages and all that. So
Yeah.
I'm really just about uplifting our community through our community.
Yeah, no, I can see it. I can see it. Just
Yeah.
from talking to you, I could tell the passion, the because it's you. You're ultimately you want to help your own self, well, not help your own self, but like, help other people by
Yeah, help
giving
my
them the
neighbors.
services.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right,
That's my
sweet.
whole goal.
Sweet. Thank you so much. Any last words or anything?
I just thank you. I really appreciate the interview. Yeah. I was looking forward
Yeah.
to this. I'm glad we did
Yeah,
it.
I'd love to have you come back on if you're down.
Oh,
Maybe give
yeah.
us a little update on the campaign once we get closer. When's your election? It's in November?
Yeah, November 3rd is the election.
Okay, sweet,
Yeah.
sweet. All right. Thank you so much, Nicolo
Thank you so much.
Lalama, for joining us. Appreciate, can't wait to have you back. Have a good one, brother.
Thank
Sorry,
you
the
so
cat came
much.
on.
Have a great
Oh
rest of your night.
no. Oh no, Beeps is fucking up the keyboard. Okay, 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 okay. We're good, we're good, we're good. Oh no, hold on, hold on. He opened up my Excel sheets. Okay. We're good, we're good, we're good. Oh my god. All right. Man. Oh, that was so good. Oh my god, Beebs opened up like 5 million Microsoft OneDrive chats. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I got to make sure he does not lean on this keyboard again. Okay. Yeah, wow, what a great conversation. What an absolutely great conversation with Nicolo Lalama. What a impressive young man. I am just so like, not to sound like an old man who's like, man, I just lost faith in this generation, but like what a great young man. So proud of him. I'm sure his parents are hella proud of him. That's crazy. That's great that he's running for office. He's out there getting to know his community, out there, getting to know people, and that's great. That's what we need. Yeah, thank you for everyone in the chat. That was great. Bashon in the box said, "Save the small little." Oh yeah. I got you. You's good right here. And then Infires 39. Oh, you're a Ravens fan? Heck yeah. That's great. I almost was like, the Ravens, that's a basketball team, right? But thankfully, none of the big sports people were here to make fun of me, because otherwise I would have gotten that so bad. But, I try to, homie seemed like, it was cute. He was like, I wanted to do sports medicine. And it's just like, there you are. You're a guy that obviously cares about yourself, and you care about your community, and you want to continue building that. So, all right, let's get into the next part of the stream. We already covered Sida. Let's get into Inland Empire community news. They just had a whole new article drop. Let me find it. Oh, look at this. What is this? What? Oh my God. Oh no, Jared from Redlands is making fun of me. LMAO, they're a football team. Yes, I know that now. But it just feels like the Ravens would sound like a good basketball team too. I don't know. Baltimore Ravens. At least I know that Baltimore is in the state of Maryland. All right. So we have a very special article to read from Inland Empire Community News. Wow, a very special op-ed. Bashon in the box said, I'm going to jump in the shower. I hope I won't miss much. Just to have the audio going, Bashon in the box. And we're going to read this article. Hold on, let me clear my throat. All right. So, op-ed titled A Second Welcome Inside the Second Annual LGBTQ Inclusive Pride Mass. All right. Posted 7 hours ago. And wow, look at this cute little picture. All right. By Angelina M. Tucci, Rancho Cucamonga resident. All right, so if you guys haven't noticed by now, this is my article that I wrote, and I'm very excited about it. I'm so happy to have been able to publish this through IECN. Big shout out to Manny Sandoval and Denise Berver. I have a video, a really good interview I did with them that I'm working on in the background, and it will be posted hopefully soon. But yeah. Big shout out to them. And Manny was nice enough to ask me if I had anything going on. And I was like, yep, I got this project that I'm writing. I would love to have you post it in Inland Empire Community News. So I'm going to drop that link in the chat. Yes, big W in chat. So my first ever published writing. Thank you, Jared. All right. So, let's just get into reading it. 13th Sunday in Ordinary Time, June 27th. On the drive to the Cathedral of San Bernardino for the Embrace Family Ministry's second annual LGBT inclusive mass, I thought about my relationship with Christianity. Not with Jesus, but with the church. Oh, we got a new subscriber. Hey, Nicolo subscribed. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Y'all heard that in the chat. We got the subscriber going. Okay, cool. Thank you so much, brother. I'd love to have you back on stream soon. Okay. I thought about my relationship with Christianity, not with Jesus, but with the church. I didn't want to focus on controversies. I wanted to witness something I thought would never exist. I had learned about this mass earlier this year at Riverside Pride, my first Pride ever. My friend Connie Bottini and I were working a booth for our union's LGBTQ plus committee, and when we wandered over to a table run by a ministry I've never heard of, they were promoting their annual Pride Mass. I was surprised that not only something like this existed, but that it had the bishop's endorsement. Here was a ministry created to address a real need in the diocese. As Bishop Alberto Rojas would later say, the pews should be safe spaces. Since the late 1990s, the San Bernardino Diocese has acknowledged that queer Catholics and their families were in need. Like many others, I had given up on the institutional church. Too many controversies not being addressed, and sitting next to misguided worshippers was the excuse I used. But my relationship with Christianity has always been complicated, and it started long before I understood why. My coming out story is directly tied to the church. It was 2008, and California was consumed with Proposition 8, a ballot measure to ban same-sex marriage. I was in my freshman year of high school, still trying to name the feelings I didn't yet have words for. One day after Mass at my home church of St. Peter and St. Paul in Alta Loma, someone was passing out "Vote Yes" on Prop 8 yard signs. That moment, learning that queer relationships not only existed, but were under attack, turned out to be a big deal for me. It unlocked a whole part of me I hadn't been able to articulate. Over the next 2 years, I went from pretending to crush on boys to embracing my baby butch self and getting a Bieber haircut. That's right, boys and girls and NBs. I said Justin Bieber. I said I got a Justin Bieber haircut in 2008. No, I think it was like 2010 or something like that. Okay. Sorry, back to the serious article. The deepest self-reflection I've ever done happened during those years. And the best physical spot for it was in the church pews. After dropping out of high school in 2011, I returned to church almost instinctively. I crave education, and when I discovered confirmation classes, I signed up. Those classes rebuilt my academic confidence while I enrolled at Chaffey College and fed my curiosity through art history courses. The iconography of the Middle Ages and Renaissance drew me deep into the church's visual and intellectual tradition. I had no idea how much that history shaped the world we lived in today. Eventually, I stepped away again, attending for only friends' milestone celebrations. I put further religious development aside, trusting that I would return someday. I had no plans for 2026 to be that year, but everything fell into place. So I ended up attending a specific Mass as my most recent reintroduction to Catholicism. All these complex thoughts left my mind immediately as I walked in the cathedral. I was greeted by many smiling faces. Even keeping to myself, I felt the warmth and care radiating within the congregation. Waiting for the Mass to begin, I took note of the queer people everywhere. The choir and band had visibly queer members serving, families, friends, and couples all there for the celebration. And when the procession passed my aisle, I saw rainbow-patterned stoles draped over the clergy. My jaw dropped. Bishop Rojas' homily centered on the theme that the church, an institution that claims to welcome everyone, has too often failed those who need it the most. He urged us to leave behind outdated hang-ups that prevent acceptance of God's love. The first reading told the story of a Shamanite woman who showed radical hospitality to the prophet Elijah, insisting her husband build a permanent room for him. Her faith let her see a stranger as holy and responded with generosity. That the holy implied is the model we are called to follow. Put love of God first, even above family ties or social comfort. The least surprising moment came near the end, as Francine Bradley, one of the ministry's organizers from Palm Springs, was giving closing remarks and thanking the clergy, when a lone protester stood up and began chanting over her. He was given the option to sit quietly or leave. He refused. A group of men from the congregation calmly and efficiently escorted him out. There was no chaos, no shouting back. The community was putting into practice what we just reaffirmed during Mass. The protester had put his own sense of righteousness above the love of God, the very trap the homily warned against. I shouldn't have been so surprised by everything that Mass offered. When I stepped away from the church, people like Carla Camacho kept holding a seat open for me and actively continues to build more seats. That's why I sat down with her. Her story, I knew, would inspire others the way it inspired me. Carla Camacho, gay Catholic previously excluded, now the first to welcome. I gotta pause and say big shout out to Carla. You know, I just outed her completely like this, but big shout out to Carla Camacho. I had a great conversation with her. I will leave their Instagram in the chat after I finish this article. So, but let's listen. All right, let's continue. Carla grew up Catholic in West Covina and came out to her supportive parents in high school around 2004. She has always been active in church, even working for the church. Eventually, a coworker invited her to a young adult group. She was nervous but went. That first meeting, she later learned, had been orchestrated to discourage her. The leaders had planned an anti-LGBT talk specifically because they knew a gay person was coming, joking afterward that they'd, quote, see how long she lasts. She almost walked out, but something told her to stay. Years later, one of those coordinators approached her with tears in his eyes, admitting that her dedication was proof that she belonged. She was the one who lasted the longest, ironically. Carla and her partner Lisa were asked to be on a commission to help rebuild the relationship with the LGBT community. The first year was pure survival. The second year focused on visibility, letting people know the ministry existed. This year, the focus was on spirituality. What do we need as LGBTQ Catholics? The group is small, about a dozen deeply active members, but it started even smaller. Just Carla, her girlfriend Lisa, and a handful of parents and grandparents who wanted to support their loved ones. That's how we started, she told me, giving me more confirmation that allies are foundational support in all queer spaces. The spark for the Gifted and Called ministry came when Carla visited the previously established LGBTQ Catholic ministry in Palm Springs. During the sign of peace, which you do during Mass, she saw same-sex couples embracing and kissing just like straight couples. I came back and kept telling everyone, why can't we have this at home? That vision of couples together 40 plus years gave her energy and hope. It's the same vision that now anchors the monthly gatherings at St. Mary's of Fontana, making a point to sit at Mass together every first Sunday and having coffee and lectura divina afterward. And that's just reading the scripture more deeply and slowly. It's a standing invitation for anyone looking to further and more deeply read scripture together as a community. Their doors are open even to non-Catholics. The group includes Buddhists, Jews, atheists, anyone drawn to spiritual life in a place free of judgment. When I asked what sustains her drive, Carla returned again and again to the basics. Quote, when things are difficult and you don't know what to do, you have to go back to the basics, she told me. And the basics is love. That's the lens through which she approaches everything, including supporting our trans siblings. The group marched at Riverside's Trans Visibility Day with handmade posters. It's also what she tells parents who are struggling. Quote, ask the hard questions, chew on them. Know that God doesn't just love you, but he likes you. He finds joy in who you are. So powerful when Carla said that to me. And that goes back to the little design. I think she created this. The picture to the article is a picture of a little card I saw at their booth at Riverside Pride. And honestly, this picture, I took it to send it to Mary, my wife. I was like, look at this. This is so freaking cute. Little chibi Jesus surrounded by chibi sheep. And they're just so freaking cute. But the real focus is the words. The Lord is my shepherd, and he knows I'm gay. It's why wouldn't he know? He knows everything. He knows we're gay. So, very, very unique perspective to look at it through. All right, so here's the last part. Bringing politics into the church. Bringing politics into the church. They've always been present. None of this exists in a political vacuum. Pretending it should would benefit only a few. The Pride Mass being hosted at the cathedral for the first time is political. The single protester also took political action. The church is political, and the question we should be asking is, whose politics shape the parish? At the center of all this is the first reading. A woman who encountered someone walking the path of God, a path she also followed, and instead of measuring his faith against her own, she accommodated him to the best of her ability. No questions asked. Carla and the Gifted and Called and Embrace Ministries are doing the same, not for a profit, but for queer Catholics, for questioning parents, for anyone willing to explore the teachings of Jesus. I walked into that cathedral expecting to observe, and I walked out realizing I had been given a room of my own. The welcome was always there. People like Carla are simply helping others trust that love again. God's love, yes, but also the love we show one another and the love we're finally learning to give ourselves. Sorry, I got chills for my own writing. Disgusting. No, it's just so powerful, I think, because so I have to say, I wrote this right after we heard, I had been writing it, but I finished writing it right after we heard about Lindsey Graham. And personally for me, Lindsey Graham is someone who did not accept himself. He did not know how to love himself. All right. All the stuff about him aside, the secretly being gay, whatever, there was something about him that he could not accept, that he could not love. And that's why he had to hide, or that's why there's all these people that are like, yep, I had a secret affair with Lindsey Graham and he made me sign an NDA, blah, blah, blah. The thing I want this article to express to people is that this very traditionally conservative organization that we thought would never want anything to do with people like myself, that's not the case. That's why I said in the article, Bishop Gerald Barnes wrote back in the early 90s that the churches of San Bernardino, of LA area, were struggling. Families did not know how to help their children, or even worse, families rejected their children with the guise of, the church being the reason why they had to do that. And Bishop Gerald Barnes was like, absolutely not. And, did this. And, it's crazy. I went to this mass, because I was just like, why not? I want to go back to mass. Let this be my reintroduction to mass again for 2026. Oh, here comes Beeps again. I'm moving the keyboard out of his way. So yeah, it's just, it to me, it's like, that's what humanity needs right now, is we all need to remember or relearn how to love one another again. We need to learn how to love ourselves. That's something I don't know if the youth really know how to do. We were talking with Mr. Nicolo. Big shout out to him again. That was a great conversation. But it's a struggle. It's a struggle for a lot of people. And, this is one of the reasons why the decline in third spaces happened, was because the third space for a lot of people was the church. When people stopped going to church, like the other third space was like, you doing sports or whatever, you hanging out with, I don't know, like Rotary Club or whatever, but the church was a community for a lot of people. And especially for gay, queer, trans people, it's like you're literally turned away from everywhere, bro. There was one line that I wanted to include in this article that Carla said during our interview. She said they don't want us at bars, you know, talking about the Pulse nightclub. I mean, I don't know if she was talking about that, but that's the association I made, you know, the Pulse nightclub shooting where someone went and shot up a gay club. They don't want us in bars. They don't want us in schools, you know, because they were saying that LGBT people are grooming people in schools. They don't want us in bars. They don't want us in schools. They don't want us in church. They don't want us anywhere, do they? And that's where it's like, damn, she made the connection. She's like, no, it's not about they don't want us. It's that they are letting some hang up prevent giving love to other people. So anyways, that's that. Again, big shout out to IECN, Inland Empire Community News, for letting me write this article and share it with everyone. Please go check out the article yourself. You know, give the website some traffic. Small journalists, small newspapers need it. And you know, if it's going to be people like me that contribute articles, people like, you know, big shout out to Christopher Salazar, one of the regular writers here. I saw that. I didn't even get a chance to really look into it, but you know, he's been doing some great work. We need more people in the area telling these stories. And so I'm happy to be a part of that. I'm happy to, you know, share that, happy to, you know, all of that. All right, everyone, I am going to leave it here for today. I appreciate everyone taking their time for joining me on a Friday night. Friday night, bro. Who wants to be watching their phone on a Friday night, looking at their computer screen on a Friday night? So thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Let me get the outro music going. But yeah, so again, big shout out to Nicolo. That was a great conversation. I can't wait to talk to him more. But yeah, okay, here we go. Okay. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining me. Have a good rest of your weekend. We will be back next week. We have a whole lineup of guests coming, right? As the election season comes to its inevitable end in November, we have politics on politics on politics. So, thank you, Stardust City Hag. Thank you so much. Congrats on the article once again. Thank you, Stardust City Hag. Best moderator. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining me. Have a good one. My name is Angelina Tucci. Thank you again for joining me. Spread the word, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I don't know what else to say, but stay good. Enjoy your weekend. Peace out, everyone.